Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with that intro thing, but usually I don't know, it does this little thing. Now I got sound going all over the place. I don't know. I'm having a really interesting day. um. Anyway, here we are. We're here painting stuff, or we're gonna be painting stuff. Hopefully, as long as everything works. Because like now I'm starting to wonder. Okay, good. This part works. I'm somehow missing something. Something happened to the intro. I don't know. I'll have to get that reset and figure out what's going on. And this is off. What? What is happening? Okay. I think that's mostly back to normal. There we go. Anyway, welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint things like this stuff here. Here on the internet. That's what I do. Hopefully, if you like that stuff, you can hang out with us and paint some things. It's a lot of fun. Or at least it can be. Sometimes it's tedious. Very tedious. And that's alright too. Tedium is its own kind of entertainment. So, we've been working on this Malignant Plaguecaster. There we go. This is the second coat of magenta on it. What we want to do is get this to smooth out just a little bit more today. We want it to turn out a little bit more like this guy's magenta. And we want to get that done before we throw any washes like that or anything like that on there. Because we will be putting some washes on it. I'm going to make it as far as I can today. My ears are stopped up and my head is pounding from the allergens today. So I am not sure how. Oof, see, I'm already making mistakes. I'm not sure how effective I'm going to be today. Golly, twice. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. The pressure gets too much. It's hard to focus and hard to see what I'm doing and pay attention. And it just becomes a struggle. But you know, we gotta get some work done today. Plus, we need to come on and do the show. Everything's been rolling pretty good lately, so we're gonna keep that up. Although I'll say Wednesday is usually the fall off day. Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays have always been interesting on the show. Sometimes like the Fridays will pop off, and sometimes they won't. But Wednesday is usually a slower day. So we'll see what happens. We've been clipping along lately. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate all of you. Thanks for stopping in, giving us those clicks. That stuff is it's really awesome on a personal level. We are getting closer to the that first goal that you have to get to make whatever the big hoopla is, where you start getting monetized. That's the words I'm looking for. Okay, we need a little bit. Golly, my ear's really bugging. Some of the things about allergies and pressure, man, it's horrible. Why were we designed this way? What was the point? There's got to have been some reason, though, like why we have to suffer through things like this. But I, for the life of me, can't figure out what it is. But yeah, the ragweed in the state of Oklahoma is super high right now. So if you are an allergy sufferer and a ragweed sufferer in particular, you are absolutely miserable. And you have my condolences. I'm right there with you. It's terrible. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Alright, so this is a burnt sienna. Kind of a brown color. Be great for a starting coat on this little wood thing here. His magical staff. So many hoses and cables and trinkets. This guy's blinged out, man. Y'all back up, back up, back up, back up. And again, you can see that zenithal highlight we put under there doing a lot of heavy lifting here for us. Really doing his job. Now, of course, you could do this the hard way if you really wanted to. And paint all those layers up. But in the end, you're kind of doing the same thing. If you're in the end, what's happening is essentially the same thing. So, I find it's a whole lot faster to get it set up first like that and then come back and add anything else you want. Put your main colors down and a hair on my palette. One of the downsides to having long hair is it gets everywhere. That's one of the things I will say. When I was a chef, I didn't have my hair this long because it gets in everything. But now that I know it's just me and my family. I'm looking for we'll grow my hair out for fun. See how much longer I can tolerate it though. I always get to a point where I'm like, it gets too tickly. I think if I can get past the point where it's tickling my face, it'll probably be okay. I did that once when I was in high school. I got it pretty long. Make sure you got one good coat on everything. Like I said, I might come back, drop another coat. We might even put a different color on there. I decided this was like some sort of growth right back here. This doesn't really look like hood, does it? Yeah, it looks like the hood ends here, and then he's got some. This is like, I would say hair, but he doesn't. I wouldn't imagine that he has hair anymore. I would imagine that Papa Nurgle has taken his hair from him. And a lot of that we're not going to see once we put this backpack on, but we're going to go ahead and do it up a little bit anyway. Do up this leather here, and here, and on the pistol grip. That is burnt sienna. With that color. And that fleshy color is a pale terracotta. And he's got a sidearm. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, so thank you. Like I said, thanks to everybody who's been stopping in. It's been really neat. I really enjoy it when I get to open those up and see the numbers, and it's like, oh wow. It's kind of fun. I guess that's kind of the goal, right? The idea is to get yourself out there and get the view tickers clicking up and all that stuff. hopefully we can start picking up some more commissions. This has been a blast. Little faces just get so hard to get in there. So just be patient, patient, patient. And stay as thin as possible. That way if you have any mistakes, you can clear out pretty quickly. Trying to get a little bit of that excess paint out of this mouth. There we go. I want to make sure that mouth stays pretty open. All right. That's just a little Alzerian crimson. I'm blending in with it. Just want to darken it up just a touch before you start throwing. I'll probably throw another darker wash on there and then come up with some highlights. I really need to bring a lot of these features down just a little bit more and get in here and pull those highlights out. So the color didn't waste when I do that. Right now you let it dry though. Start kind of figuring out what we want to do with this stuff. And just little highlights with the pale terracotta. Kind of bring out some of the details. There we go. Paint was just a touch too thin. More torch, there we go. Okay, I always gotta make sure I check that monitor because I can drift too much. That's one of the things I'm trying to get better at as I go through the process of learning to paint online. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. The underwash here, it definitely needs it. And if you feel like it needs to be greener, you can always add another green wash to it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I definitely try to let them dry kind of in between your rounds, if you will. Kind of help you understand whether or not you need it. Oh man. Blah, 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 blah. And it feels like somebody's shoving things into my ear. It's so wild. I think pressure in your ear is one of the weirdest experiences. Like I've broken several bones. I've had lots of stitches. I've gone through several different kinds of medical things over my long life, and it is man, it's wild. All right, guts are looking good. We got the teeth; they're back out where we want them. We need to go ahead and wash that back of that head and this one tentacle that's sticking out here, and check all these bones, make sure everything's got washes we want on it. I'm getting ready to set up that oil wash. So we kind of want to have just about everything else done. We'll do another quick check on all our metallics. Make sure everything looks good. Because once you put the oil wash on there, it's a pretty unchangeable situation. Once it goes on, it's on. That's it. You can get it off a little bit, but if you want to get it out of all the recesses, you're gonna have to strip it. It really does find the nooks and crannies, and it can make certain things a little harder to paint because of it being oil. So definitely make sure you've got everything ready. Get all your acrylic stuff down first, and then gosh. Alright, so this stuff here is, I make this myself. It's kind of like a grimy oil wash. We show this off every now and again. But what it is it's mineral spirits and oil paints. And I guess you can make them in different colors if you want to. The burnt sienna would make like a nice rust one. I think I might do that. I might have to. Ooh, don't put that brush in there. Try to keep your brushes separate when you're using this stuff. I've now changed our old Army Painter brush over to the one we used to do this. But it's pretty grimy and pretty oily. You can kind of see it there. It's pretty grimy and oily. Anyway, it works great for this stuff. If you want it to look kind of grimy, a little more than I needed right there, but that's okay. You can just keep picking it up and moving it, and it will find crevices like nobody's business. It's what it does. It's very good at it too. And it'll make things look pretty dirty and grimy. It's that real grim, dark look. I do try to avoid putting it on organic bits. It does look more like a machine, or it lends itself better to that. Manufactured kind of look. Oh gosh. Like I said, we could make some different colors. Actually, probably a pretty good idea. I probably should. especially the rusted one. That would look really nice. It's almost like a cheater, really, because it just makes everything pop right out for you. You almost don't even have to do much. So it can feel a little bit like you're cheating. But I don't really know that I don't know, is there really a cheating when it comes to painting miniatures? Is that really a thing, or is it just some weird thing we say that it's a cheat? I mean, it's just a technique, really, right? All right, now when that finishes drying, it's gonna chill out, and it'll look like this. Which is the colors we're looking for. Now we gotta. Zeroing crimson right here. A lot of this is just kind of like a contrast method we're doing here. You're not really going to see that here in a second once we put on his little backpack. So, which we can do now. We can add the other stuff to it now. Oh gosh, sometimes I shut these lids way too hard. Okay. Hey, how should I? Oh man, yeah, I keep forgetting to do that Discord. I really need to. I'm so bad at that. Let me see. Maybe I can post a link in chat. Hold on just a second. I'm not very good with Discord, so I always forget it's there, which I know is bad. Derp. I think that worked. See if that worked. So like I said, I'm not very good with the Discord, and we started it not too long ago, so it's not incredibly active. But it should be. We should make it more active. No worries, man. Easy way to get a hold of me too, and if you have like questions or you need something done, great way to find me. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, I'm out of my favorite creamer, so I had to like try to substitute some stuff. It's not the same. I get so bougie sometimes about certain little things. I'm like, man, that's super bougie. Alright, so again, just grabbing these little highlights here. Same thing we did with the other stuff. Now put this on afterwards so we could get to some of those things that were underneath a little easier. I don't know that that's all that necessary, but it felt like it at the time. These little highlights. Some of that stuff's hard to tell what that is. Some sort of cabling. We'll highlight it and we'll pull it out with some other color. Those little weird balls. I don't know what those are. They should be like these things, but they're totally not. They've morphed into something else. I don't know what color we should paint them. Because they're not like the little... Oh. Right? So whatever these are not the same as those are. Right? So what are those? And how should we paint them? These are the questions that Trident Souls. You almost want to make them like gross yellow or something. But I guess we can make them bronze like we did a lot of this other stuff. So a little bit of our mineral wash got down a little low. We can take a little bit of it off with that. Make sure you get all the oil out of there. And we'll just reset them real quick. No big deal. Hey JJ, good to see ya. We're getting everything put together on this old guy. At least we're trying to. If you'll let me. Stay on there. Okay. Now, where'd that sash go? Okay, now. Do. So much easier to paint some of these little tiny things when they're not on there. Because like trying to get behind all this while it was on the model would have made me insane. Oh man, so I was working on the marine side of this at my daughter's dance studio, and I came out, everything they're going great, man. I had it all set up, I had it all organized, everything was clipped. I was getting it all cleaned up, and I put it all in the little containers that I was using to take it out. Everything was great. Get halfway out in the parking lot, crazy gust of wind comes, throws the thing out of my hands. Like half these parts of these miniatures scatter across the parking lot. Luckily, there's a bunch of dudes there that were like, "Oh my god, bro, let me help you." So we gathered them all up, and so now I got to play now I get to play Puzzle Man and figure out where all these pieces go. It's like the pieces of 20 Marines got shook up in a box, and it's like, oh my god. That's what I get. That's what I get. I should have just left them at home. Absolutely hilarious. But we recovered them all. I'm pretty sure all the parts are there. If not, I have plenty of pieces to fix it. Sweet. The flag base and touch-ups left. There you go. man, like that's like that's the killer. It's the one to make you absolutely crazy. Everything in Oklahoma is wild too, man, because the gust of winds will come out here all the time. Hey, there you go. Throwing a little influence of the Deathly Guard. They're cool, man. It's been a lot of fun painting these models. I've had a blast with them. The Poxwalkers were neat. These are all fun. I've been working on this one off camera. I'm guessing this is like their sergeant for this group, for this unit. And I love this backpack. Very Giger-esque going on there. And he's got like a shrunken head. So this one's still got a ways to go, but it's gonna look awesome. Yeah, there's some really cool sculpts, man. Of course, you know, feels like with GW, I'm wondering if they got these guys to sculpt this and then they just subsequently fired them. And that's why some of the new sculpts aren't quite as cool. Although Death Guard always has kind of got some of the cool stuff. Some of the new Drakari stuff that they just put out looks a little bit, I don't know. The combat patrol for the Drakari looks cheap. It's like the old combat patrol. You used to get everything you wanted. Yeah. Dropping 3D prints too, man. That, like, your whole body seizes up. You're like, oh. That's one of the things I will say about GW stuff is, like, it's probably, I mean, you might have some of the really spiky, spindly bits fall off if you've got, like, Necrons or Eldar or something like that. The super spiky bits. But for the most part, your models are probably going to be okay. Not with 3D prints, man. That thing hits the ground and it is Shattersville. I love my 3D printer, but man, sometimes it's like, can't you just be a little bit stronger? All right, cool. Get that piece on. Oh man, yeah, you should totally get the Typhus. You should totally get to that model. I would love to do that piece. It's such a great, he's got such a great look. Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. If you're doing 3D prints, you're definitely throwing away some. Just happens. Part of the game. Oh, that backpack's still loose. I'm gonna drop another round of glue on that. I feel like maybe we got a little overpainted. I'm gonna make sure it's melting through that paint. And onto the miniature itself. That's the thing with priming things like this, is you always run the risk of it. The paint getting in the way. There we go. Alright, I should probably let him sit for a second. We should move on to something else. Where's that? This guy. I love this guy. It's so fun. Okay. This is from the Dark Imperium box, which I think is the 8th edition, like, the 8th ed's big starter box. The client had been sitting on it for a while. Him and his wife had bought it, planning on playing it, and then they never got around to it. So it was a completely sealed Dark Imperium box. Circa like 2000 something. Like it's it's older. It's pretty cool. I have to actually look it up to see what era this really is. But it's old. Yeah. When he asked me about it at first, I was like, oh my gosh. I want to paint it just to have the chance to paint it. But you know, you got to charge something. You know, it's a profession. You know, I'm not painting for free unless it's my models. I even charge my kids. Get in there now. Piece is a little too crusty. Okay, there we go. I definitely have to look up that Dark Imperium box. I don't know what year that came out. 2008, maybe? Now I'm curious. Release date 2017, so it wasn't that far back. I thought they were way older than that. Man, they just chew through editions nowadays, don't they? I remember when we got like third ed, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" And then it just seems like they just chew through them now. Which I suppose is, you know, there's a business savviness to that, and that's why they do it that way. There's, you know, keeps things fresh, keeps things buying new stuff. I get it. I don't like it, but I definitely get it. Yeah, it's going pretty quick, man. Well, and if you're on the tournament scene, like, it's a heck, they release a data slate like it seems every week. I can't keep up with all that. I got too many things. I have children, so I have things I have to do. So I can't keep up on the tournament scene, but every now and again I'll like catch a turtle tactics or something like that, or Auspex tactics, and I'll you hit a little bit of rumors and chit chat about the tournament scene. Like, holy moly, really? I guess this should technically be a giant bone sprouting out of there, but we've got so much stuff going bone. I was like, man, we need some other colors. So 18th verse, same as the first. Get your base coats in. Don't stress it. Again, the Zenithal is going to do all the heavy lifting. And it'll look great. Anything we want to darken up, we're hit with the wash. Boom, boom, boom. For anybody new to model painting. Instead of 3 years, I do 4. Yeah, 4 or maybe 5. You know, a little bit more. It's been like, man, I don't know. Because, I don't know. It just seems like it goes really fast. Because it sounds like, I think they're already talking about the next edition now. Like, just seems strange. See, here's some big ones. We need to look I need to look at this and see what these are, because these are the same things that are on his backpack. They're like sensors or something like that. Is what it is what they're called. That is a. Oh, let's see. Brightener, I think. No, that's what that is. What is that? Yeah, anyway, I'll find out. I'll figure it out later. I appreciate it. Yeah, they're all starting to look good. Slowly but surely. I want to try to get to this guy by next week. And I'm really thinking, I really am thinking we're going to do white on his, since he's a Terminator, we'll do white on his armor, like he's got the old Death Guard armor, and then really saturate it. Like absolutely filth the absolute hell out of it with like wash and stuff, so it's like white in some of the recesses and some of the very edges of it, where the filth just hasn't just caked onto it. Thought that might be fun. But yeah, appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys. It's been a great week so far. Really enjoying having everybody participating and jumping in, chit chatting. We went. Is that the only bone on there? That's weird. I guess this is a horn in it. I thought he had a little more spikes on him than that. Just kind of take a look. These things are so crazy. They right? That's kind of what I was thinking. Just because he's the older one, and he could have that older look. Yeah, that's some sort of mutation. I guess that is the only real horn he has. Buy me a coffee thingy. I don't know what that is. I will look into that. I'll put it on the list for sure. I will look into what that is exactly, and I'll see if I can figure it out. They're definitely some sort of massive sensors. We'll come back to that. And be my so when you are painting these things, watch out for these little. There's a bunch of these little worms. They're awesome, and so if you can keep your eye out for them, you can paint them all sorts of whatever colors you want. And they're everywhere. It's like a hide and seek game with the dang things. Which is a lot of fun on one hand, but it can be a little bit annoying when you think you got a piece done and you're like, ah, there's one of those silly worms. But they're pretty cool. Where's Wormo? For real. Where in the world is that little wormer? I might change my mind before this is over and turn that into a giant set of horns too. But for now, we're going to leave that around. We'll come back to it later. A lot of times you just gotta get in there and commit to it. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake and worry too much about it. You can always, you know, if you're using acrylic, you can always just throw some water on there and erase it real fast. As long as you're not going too quick and you're letting everything dry in between. That is a mistake I have made several times. You're going too fast. And if you don't let it dry in between, you can really get into some trouble. So brass on the inside, and then we'll do steel on those bands, like a dark silver. Okay. Ooh, it's hard to say how long I've been painting. Because I used to paint. Painting miniatures. I guess I started that 20 some odd years ago. I guess started painting miniatures. But before that, I did like traditional art, painting paintings and things like that. So and sculpting. So I have a pretty traditional art background. And as a chef, I was a Grand Marché chef, and I did a lot of like fruit vegetable carvings and ice carvings and things like that. And that's the kind of chef I was. So I have like this art background, which kind of gives me a leg up, I suppose, on a lot of things. I have a deeper understanding about how art itself works just from the background. Now this commission, I got this Monday last week, so we're almost halfway through. After a week, it's 53 models or something like that. So we are on a haul. We are really crushing it right now. Running just as absolutely as fast as we can. All told, I'm guessing this will probably take me maybe a month to get this all done. It'll depend on how much time I have to work on it between all my other life events. With 4 kids, I have a lot of life events. Lots of things going on. Which is good. I mean, I like it. I felt like I sounded like maybe I was complaining. I'm definitely not complaining. My kids are amazing. They're all wild. It's a lot of fun, but it does kind of keep your schedule pretty tight. Such as life, or at least life with kids. All right, now this is Windsor and New. No, this is a golden acrylic. Golden acrylic's bronze. Iridescent bronze fine is the actual full-on title of it. It's pretty easy to track down here in the States. It's a U.S. company. I'm not sure about overseas, but you could use any kind of any bronze you wanted here. I started switching a lot of stuff over to golden when the tariffs started up, because God only knows what that's going to bring. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to start buying stuff that's made in America, so I don't have to worry about commissions or not commissions, tariffs, and I just pay whatever the price is. Because the tariffs are getting ready to make things crazy. You already see some of the Warhammer stuff's about to start going up, and then I think Games Workshop themselves are talking about a price increase, which that's just insane. What we really don't need is another Games Workshop price increase. But he likes to make his money. Good old James Workshop. All right. skulls we're gonna skull out on. Bon appetit. Don't worry too much about it. Just try to get a good general feel of it. Because it would have been something theoretically painted on or whatever. Although I don't know, with Death Guard, I guess they could just grow it. How did you get those skulls on your belt that look like real bone? Oh, well, I just grew them that way. Because I'm a demon, see? I kind of want to make an Angron, but I want him to make I made him look like Satan from South Park. Just because I think it'd be funny. I think I'd probably end up having like completely sculpt this myself. But I mean, I really want to make an Angron that looks like the South Park Satan. I don't know why that sounds so funny to me, but God, it's just good times. I'm not so sure about the insides yet. I think I might want to paint them a different color. I don't know. We'll come back. We're going to come back to those things. See, here's another one of those little wormos right there. So 1, 2, 3. There's gonna be more. They're all over the place. And with something like this, I'm trying to keep this pretty simple. You know, I have 3 different levels I paint to for commissions. One's just like a basic, you know, table ready. We're gonna get them played. We're gonna get them playable, and we're not gonna worry too much about it. So I'm not gonna come in with a lot of extra. I just basically paint them and almost base coats, and then throw a single wash on it and be done. And then you start upgrading from there. If they want things like non-metallic metal work or like a whole lot of OSL work or stuff like that, then that's gonna make it cost more, and it kind of transcends up through levels that way. And it makes it easy to kind of, I don't know what's the word, quote things. You're like, okay, well, you want, you know, level A, B, or C. For anybody out there looking to kind of start trying to figure out how to do commissions and things like that. Like when I was doing the Elden Ring stuff, that was all at a level 2 as well. We did a lot of fun stuff in there. I haven't done a lot of what I would consider level 1 work, but I've done a few of them. Just get it done and get it out. Super simple, one, you know, something that's only got 3 or 4 colors to it. Pretty simple stuff. And I don't mind doing that sort of thing, but I definitely prefer, you know, stuff like this. It's a little bit more challenging. There's a little more going on. little more fun to be had. I'm technically retired, so like, I'm really trying to have a good time while I make a little extra cheddar on the side. Because I'm technically not old enough to be retired. Really need to still be making money. Because, hey, life's expensive. So while I'm kind of building up this studio, which I started the studio, oh, I guess about a little over a year ago. Almost 2 years, I guess. Maybe. Somewhere in there. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. We'll see where it all goes. So far it's doing okay. I mean, I'm not making enough to really like sustain myself, but it's definitely making enough to where it's now paying for all of its own supplies, and it's, you know, it's paying it's cool. And it's like any business, really. You know, it's the same thing with, you know, if you're opening a restaurant or whatever. You start off with this period where you don't really make squat, and you're losing money, and then you get to a point where, okay, well, now it's making enough money to keep itself afloat, but it's not really like paying anything yet. And so you just kind of have to keep plugging away until it starts making its own money, in theory. Hopefully you get there, and that you don't always. Sometimes you have to shut it down. But we're up to the point where it's self-sustaining, which is super cool. Kind of hope we get some of that YouTube ad revenue money. That'll be helpful, right? We're getting close. We're at like 400, and you guys have up to like 414 or something like that. Craziness. Thank you all the new subscribers, and anybody who stops by and watches these videos. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. It boosts the spirit and makes the day kind of a fun treat, you know. And I kind of like this new setup here, where we're just going to kind of keep tearing through stuff and show whatever we're working on as we're working on it. You know, like, oh, this is what we got going on in the studio right now. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I like watching them and doing them. They're fun on both directions. It can get a little nerve-wracking when things don't go well on the recording side of things, but it's still pretty worth it. I like it's kind of like a journal, like a video journal. I kind of dig the idea, like, you know, after I'm long gone from this planet, that my kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, or whatever, could jump on here and, you know, see me paint the stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay, so got a Hellblaster, or the Plaguecaster is getting close. We're gonna. I'll probably do a little bit of work on his backpack, get it going. I'll save the wings though. We'll do the wings tomorrow, because people are gonna want to see how to do some wings. So not sure how I want to do them. Might make them look kind of dragonfly-ish. Not exactly sure, but moth is I don't know. But we might do something fun on the wings. We've got nice textures on it, so there's plenty to do here. So either way, whatever color scheme I come up with, it's gonna be fun. So we got that. We got to look. I might do this and get just basically the backpack part of it done, and then leave the wings for you guys to see that, so we can get him moving. Probably pull out a couple of little things. I'll leave the Nerdling and the plasma pistol for when we get back on. I might drill out that barrel. Yeah. So you can see that, and then I'll work on these regular Marines. Hopefully we can get to the this thing, big old boat carrier. This thing's cool. So hopefully we'll get to him by the end of the week. I don't know how much of the Marines the regular Death Watch Marines I'll actually put on the show itself. I don't know. Regular Marines are kind of boring. Although these are Death Watch, so maybe I'll do like maybe we'll do like the different pauldrons, all the heraldry on the pauldrons. I'll kind of show you how to do maybe some free hands or something. Or I might have enough decals running around here. Just do them all on decals. I can play with decals. I haven't done decals in years. We should do it just for fun. Anyway, it'll be cool. We're gonna have a good time. But yeah, Marines are pretty simple. Once you learn how to paint like one or two of them, that's pretty much it. The Death Guard are a whole lot. There's a whole lot more going on there because the spiky bits from the blessings of Papa Nurgle. Anyway, yep. So thanks again for everybody who came by. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to somebody else. Just try to spread some good. We need to spread as much good as possible. So yeah, we get a little bit out there. You know, maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe they'll be good to somebody. You never know. So yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks JJ, and thanks Fat Man's Kitchen. Always good to see you too, my friend. So thanks guys. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 11 o'clock or around 11. Sorry I was late today. There was a gentleman with a wheelchair. I was Ubering this morning, and this gentleman had a wheelchair, and I just took a little extra time to make sure we got him set up and out with a wheelchair and all that stuff. Because you should do that. That's just what you should do. So I was a little late, but that's okay. We still got an hour done. But we'll be back tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central U.S. time, for whatever time that is for wherever you are. But yeah, thanks for all the clicks. Thanks for all the subscribes. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the chat. Appreciate everybody. And we'll be back tomorrow. Talk to you later.